So we were tuning last night, driving, and we did one pull. And well, before we did the pull, we had that problem where it kept spiking to 42 psi. So we disconnected the boost controller, and we just ran it to wastegate and to the lowest setting possible, because we changed the springs because the wastegates weren't opening on the prior build. And we hit boost and it went straight to 42 psi, and the boost cut hit, but it hit boost too quick to where the boost cut didn't go and lifted the head, we think. Smell coolant, misfire. So car runs, but then it overheats, so I had to pull the head, and hopefully it's just the head gasket, nothing else. So a little pissed off, but honestly, being mad is not going to do anything. It's just my luck. I was there when Leo torqued down the head. We did everything to spec, so yeah, that's where I'm at. So I have to take the side motor mount off, drop the subframe halfway, take the dampener off, obviously the serpentine belt, and then the intake manifold, the exhaust manifold, the turbo, timing cover, timing chain, and all the timing components, and then take the head off. So let's get to it. All right, so far I got intake manifolds off, intakes off. Clearly it's leaking from the head gasket lifted. Milkshake. So got all this stuff off. So now I'm gonna start on the timing cover. Yeah, so pretty much done. Just got to take the timing chain off, the components, and then I'll be able to take the cams and the head off. I don't have a torque wrench, so because I want to check the torque before I do anything to make sure it was torque to spec, or maybe a bolt backed out or something. I can check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't check the one on the end, that one or that one. So got all the milk in there. I think I was better off just pulling the motor. Yeah, sick. So let me go get a torque wrench and figure this out. All right, not bad. 4 hours worth of work. I think I could have done better, but timing chain, cams, all that shit's off. I want to make sure these things are torqued to spec. I left my, I think it's this side, right? Or this side. I remember I had to shave down a socket, so I gotta go get that, or get a new one, or make a new one. So, whew, it's a lot of shit. Rock. Nothing like putting a motor together and then 6,000 miles later, you gotta basically take it all apart again. I feel like pulling the motor would have been way easier, maybe. But I don't have an engine hoist cherry picker in here, and I don't think it'll reach. And I don't have to mess with the steering rack or the drivetrain or any of that stuff, so. But that's what we got.
There's a value. Here's my heart to see. It rising all underneath. It's critical to me. Eavesdrop my sanity. It kills my heart to know.
got off work using the Harbor Freight Special, Lexi Vaughn. I just checked the torque with the shaved bit on one of them, the corner one. So the corner one was at 100, so 95, 95, 90-ish, 95, 95, 95, 95, 90-ish. The head lifted, so the torque's gonna be out of spec, obviously, but this was torqued down with a digital torque wrench with from Snap-on. So there might be some calibration or some messed up numbers or not accurate numbers from Leo's torque wrench to my buddy Gabe's torque wrench. But I'm about to take all the studs out and lift the head and see what we're working with. So I'm taking the studs out because when I pull the head off, I don't want the gasket to come with it. I want it to sit exactly where it is. So Leo told me to take the studs out first instead of pulling the head off the studs. I'm just doing that. Check this head gasket out. Wow. All right, so this is the gasket. It's the back of the gasket. It's the front. Figure out where it failed, or if the head just lifted. The crease right here. Back side. Cylinder one definitely, there's bumps here. Those are factory bumps. I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at. I sent this to Jack and Leo. They're gonna let me know what's going on. Let's take a look at the block. Hopefully the block didn't crack, that would suck. Piston looks mint, just a little burnt. Cylinder walls look good. Let's check out cylinder one for cylinder one. Yep, cylinder one, cylinder two, good. Cylinder three, good. Cylinder four, good. Well, that's good. That's good news. I don't know. I don't know. So I'm going to send this to a machine shop. Obviously they get decked, but I'm not going to see any hairline cracks from the naked eye. Everything looks, I mean, it's obviously going to look good. Let's check the other side. Don't mind that. That's the front of the head. That's where my valve cover went and I cracked it, so it wasn't leaking from there. So, whatever. All right, let's check the valves. Valves look good. Got a little something right here. Uh-oh. All right, brought the head over to Leo's at HP Logic. Now I'm going to clean up these pistons and the block to make sure there's no cracks or anything. I don't think there is. And probably clean the rest of the engine bay and then head back over to HP Logic to see if he brought the head over to the machine shop. So right now I'm just going to clean this. I'm also going to clean the catch can. And that's about it. So let's get to cleaning. So I'm using a little bit of degreaser, a few drops, and then a copper wire brush. So you just scrape it. That's it. That comes right off. It's as good as new. So I'm gonna do that to all the cylinders, all the pistons, and then I'll re-oil it, and it'll be good to go. All right, clean the catch can, clean the valve cover, clean the filter on the catch can, clean the motor, the pistons, and the sleeves, the cylinder walls. Pretty clean in here. Clean that wall a little bit. Cleaned around there. Transmission was dirty as shit. These are the pistons, looking good. I couldn't get all the shit off of it, but I just wanted to make sure that none of them were cracked or damaged or anything. Everything's good. Cylinder walls are good. There's still a little like residue here, but it's like burnt, so it's kind of hard to get off, but I'll scrub that later. So now I'm gonna go to HP Logic and talk to Leo and see if he's gonna bring the head over or whatever. I have to drop off a cam nut that I forgot to bring over, so the machine shop can torque down my gears. So whatever. So I pushed my car out of the garage to wash it, and now I can't push it back in. It's too heavy and the exhaust is sitting on the ground. So I got to figure out how to get this thing out of the garage or in the garage. So give me a second and then I'll get ready and head to HP. What's going on, guys? It's been a few weeks. Continuing the video. I've been working a lot of the Trump details and stuff like that, trying to get some more money and whatever. As you can see, everything's still on the ground. The head is not on yet because it just came in. So let's check out the head. All right, head's in. Take this valve cover off, down. All right, nice and clean, ready to go. New valves, Ferrera valves. I got the Ferrera seals, and I went with the mainly springs. The picture showed they were dual springs, but ended up being single springs. But I call them a performance, and he says not much of a difference between that. Let me show you what happened, why my head gasket decided to go. So these are the dual springs, but let me show you. So one of the seals, the spring seals, where is it? Awkward. Somewhere in here. One of the spring seals broke. There it is. One of the spring seals broke because for some reason the GSC ones did not seat properly. They discontinued these, wonder why. And it didn't seat properly. And see the gap? So something happened and that caused my exhaust valves to bend, which caused my head gasket to go boom. So I'm just gonna, I got a whole bunch of brake cleaner. I'm gonna clean this up a little bit. I'm gonna lube the cylinders a little bit and then go ahead and start putting the head on. I gotta take the oil pan off. I got a new timing cover. I'm gonna repaint that because I fucked it up. I'm gonna do wrinkle black. So I got a new valve cover gasket. So let's get to work. I'm gonna paint the valve cover and then I'm gonna paint my head gasket with the copper paint, copper spray that I have, and then while that's drying, take the oil pan off, clean that, paint that, and then go ahead and put the head on. Leo will be here later to put it in timing because I don't trust myself doing that. I know how to do it, but I don't trust myself doing it. So let's get to work. Whew. All right, the head is on, nice and purdy, torque down to 100 foot-pounds. Yeah, looks nice. So I'm gonna throw some assembly lube there, put the cams on, and then Leo hopefully can come and go ahead and fucking dirty. Put the shit in timing. I hate putting shit in timing, so I'm gonna wait on him. All right, next, torqued all these down. These gonna go, that I think the M8 bolts are gonna go to, these went to 10 foot-pounds, these went to 15. Now time to put the chain on, and then the chain guards, and put it in timing. All right, timing chain is on. So if you don't have the markings on your timing chain, if you just like I did, you changed your you're changing your head and the markings came off from the copper, you're gonna have 3 or 4 dark links, one dark link, and then one on the bottom. You have to line it up with the circles. Make sure those lines are straight across. They're obviously not fully straight right now because I was turning the motor. And you just want to make sure that each one lines up, and then you put the guards on, you line it up at the bottom, you twist the bottom of the crank with the tensioner pushed in so it's not pushing any tensioner and pushing any tension on it. Turn the crank until it lines up with the dot on the bottom, you put it on, and then you put the last guard on, it's on the left, and then you open the tensioner, put tension on it, you should be good to go. You test that it's in timing by rotating the motor twice. So you turn that the crank down there twice until you see the 4 links pass by twice, and then once you get up to top dead center, when this is in the middle, each one should line up there and on the bottom. So now we are going to put the timing cover on. Make sure you put the timing tooth on at the bottom right there for the dampener. So we're gonna go ahead and put the timing cover on, and once the timing cover's on, then we can start buttoning everything up. So let's get to it. All right, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Timing cover's on, all the pulleys are on, motor mount is on, motor mount bracket. I messed up and I put the cover on, and I ended up getting like RTV everywhere because I was trying to fit it through the top. You have to go through the bottom. And then I bolted one bolt up, and then it was off, and there was RTV everywhere, and I got it all over my the paint of my cover. So I was like, you know what, I'll just redo it. And then I tried to get the RTV off the cover, and it wouldn't come off, and it ruined the black. So I ended up just sanding the whole thing down and going just with the bare metal. So then after that, after I used my wire brush and everything over there and getting dirty as shit, I put everything on, and I was struggling with the tooth that goes in the spline of the crank that the dampener goes on. For some reason that tooth just kept falling off even if I hammered it in. So what I did was I put a little bit of RTV on the back of it, pushed it in there, and then lined it up with the dampener and held a screwdriver in the back. It was very hard to do this, by the way. It took me like 45 minutes. And I was able to get it on and torque it down. So in the meantime, I wrapped my downpipe. I'm gonna wrap the wastegates. I also need to change the springs on the wastegates. I got the springs right there. And right now I'm gonna call it a night. Tomorrow I will put the rest of this on, and hopefully everything goes well. So stay tuned for this long video that's taken about a month. All right, I'm in Florida getting ready for this hurricane that's coming. So I decided to put the intake on, put my fuel rail on, all that stuff. Timing cover's been on. Got the manifold on, oil pan's on, dampener's on, all the pulleys are on. Pretty much plugged in everything here. Lastly, I got to obviously put the downpipe, put the motor mount back on, jack up the subframe, make sure everything lines up. I need to get a new seal for the return so that it's ripped. And then once I get that, change the springs, it'll be good to go. So probably another 2 hours here. I'm gonna finish it tomorrow after work. I got overtime in the morning. And then we can go hopefully start it up. Well, been working on this thing for 2 days after work. Got everything assembled, got the turbo on, everything's great. I put oil in it, fill it up, and then, all right, gotta put coolant in it. Start dumping coolant in it, 1 gallon, 2 gallons, and it's still not filled. So I put 1 more half gallon in it, it's still not full. So then I'm like, what the fuck? So then I check all the lines, and then I see on the bottom it's leaking. I'm like, oh, maybe I have a line, you know, that's disconnected or whatever. I go under there, it's coming from the oil pan bolts. Yeah. So I take the oil, I drain the oil pan, and there's all my water's in there. All the coolant, all the water, everything, fucking sweet, right? So then I had this blanket laying down on the ground so, you know, my back wouldn't get soaked with fucking oil and shit. And I'm moving it around, and I hear this piece of metal there. So this is the freeze plug that goes on the head on right below the exhaust cam that blocks coolant from going in your oil pan. How the fuck did I get off? So I am not going to continue this video. I am going to end the video, and then your next video, it's going to be this car running because I have to take the fucking timing cover off again. Good thing is I don't have to take off the intake manifold, the turbo, or all that shit, or the timing components. I just got to take the timing cover off and the oil pan. But story of my life. See you guys in the next one. Like, comment, and subscribe. And no, I did not start the car, so it really didn't hurt anything. I'm gonna take the cover off, oil pan off, fix it, and then re-lube the motor, and then we'll be good to go. So did not start it. But like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys in the next one. Peace.